Alright, what's up everybody? We are on, I can't believe it, episode 34 of Death Note. Yeah, I mean, all that I'm thinking about at this point in time is just like, it's crazy because for me, watching two episodes back to back, usually I'm heading into my one to last session watching the show here. We're getting really close towards the end. I've mentioned it a couple of times, of course, but I'm still struggling so much to try and understand what it is we are actually working up towards, what the ending of this show is going to look like at the end of the day, right? And hopefully, by the time I finish these next two episodes, I'm going to have a little bit better of an idea of that, or at least I know what I can kind of expect for our ultimate climax. But we're also coming off of a little bit of a weird episode, I feel. It wasn't really the most eventful necessarily. I don't know what to make of a lot of the scenes that we saw play out. For example, there was that super awkward dinner between Misa and Kiyomi, who has become, of course, one of Light's new assets, and even now has a couple of pages of the Death Note, right, which she got sent to her by Teru. So, like, this is what I was kind of trying to think about, like because Misa, this is the thing, of course. Misa was definitely showing a lot of jealousy. She was kind of spouting about how, her and Light were supposed to be engaged or something, which I'm pretty sure was a lie, right? Like, she's just making that up out of pure jealousy and stuff. But that's the thing. Like, in general, Misa, she's out of the game. She's not, she gave up, she relinquished her Death Note, right? And so she is completely, there's no point to her even being in the story anymore when you think about it. I really thought about that at first, like what is this going to mean? How can Misa still, what's her role going to be? I remember speculating about that back when she did relinquish that Death Note or whatever, and then I started to realize, like, she has no more role to play. And so it's definitely strange kind of getting this whole 10 minutes whatever scene it was with her and Kiyomi there, where Kiyomi, she was kind of like hiding this smile or whatever, right? And she couldn't resist thinking about how she was basically on top of the game and Misa wasn't. She was the one in control, obviously. So what it led me to then think about is like, damn, dude, is Misa about to get killed or something? I mean, that's... Once again, we are working towards an ending here. We have 4 episodes left, but so many characters still, right? So I feel like all these things could happen at any moment now, obviously. So yeah, was that what the whole purpose of the scene really was? I'm trying to think about. Now, of course, on Light and Teru's side, it's a little bit easier to grasp, because he's, of course, still at this chess game with Nia, while then Mello is like really the odd one out and the kind of trump card or whatever you want to call it, right? That like could come out of nowhere, and I still have no idea what that's gonna, what Mello's role is still going to be. But Light has given Teru this very clear task of like, okay, send these 5 pages to Kiyomi so she can further, kill people, I guess. Which once again makes me so suspicious that like Misa could be out at any point now, really, if she wants to or whatever. But I don't know. Yeah, and then Teru is supposed to write down names still in a fake Death Note. And so what we saw is that he was making a picture of this one guy or whatever, right? And then sending it, I presume, to Kiyomi so she could do the killing. And he still wrote the name down. He's being followed by one of Nia's guys. So Nia is going to think like, okay, we have our ex-Kira or whatever, right? Even though ex-Kira has now actually become Kiyomi then, I guess. We've got him, so we can just keep him under our kind of control, I guess. And we can even, take control of this Death Note at some point, which they're going to think is the actual Death Note, but it's not. So that's what I assume Light's strategy is, but what he's going to ultimately want to do with that, I don't know, because once again, Nier is at some point going to find out, I presume, that this Death Note that he has is actually a fake one. So, what is it all going to lead to is the big question, guys. I'm looking forward to just diving into this episode. Of course, if you enjoy my reactions to Death Note, you can already finish, I should say, the entire ride with me. We have all episodes up until 37 up over on Patreon right now, which should also be at the lowest tier. So go and check it out. It's linked on top of the description, of course, as always, along with full-length reactions if you want to watch me react to the episodes in their entirety. But then with that being said, I've said everything I needed to say, and let's dive into episode 34 of Death Note.
なんだよ姉ちゃん、
Yeah, but that's what I'm trying to figure out. I assume by this point she had received the pages, right? Because she did say continue killing as usual until I get them. So did she get them at that point? Do we know that? I mean, I assume she did.
三上と同じ車両に乗り合わせ、三上がノートに何か書き込んだ数十秒後です。おそらくこれで決まりだな。
はい。
Yep.
とにかくまずはより三上に近づかねばなりませんが、それにあたり注意すべき点があります。それは死神の存在です。
見えないものに注意するというのは難しいな。
Yeah, Ryuk is still supposed to be with Teru, right? Well, I don't know. We saw him walking away in that one shot, I remember. I don't know if we've seen him since. I don't know where Ryuk is hanging out. Oh shit, his eyes were figuring it out? He got that right. So is he gonna place like a secret camera or something, you wonder? Oh shit, is he gonna use Light's own strategy? Remember when he put like a piece of paper in his door or whatever? I assume it's something like that.
何を？これライト君ピンチっすよ。あまねさん、歌謡祭であなたとの婚約発表すると言っていたわ。ピンチピンチ、大ピンチ。松田うるせえ。いや、彼女にはなかなか切り出せないだけで。
Oh shit.
僕の中ではとっくに。
Oh man.
ミサのやつ余計なこと。
Yep.
いや高田もだ。全く女というのは。彼女には T の前に。キラの裁きをさせていた。あまねさんがキラの裁きを。でも今は私。あまねさんは仕方なく。私は八神君に選ばれて。高田さん、信じてくれ。
Yeah, so she feels extra special.
今は君だけ。八神君らしくもない。ありきたりのセリフね。
When in fact, he sees her as a nuisance too. Yo, Matsuda. Oh my god, Matsuda keeps treating this like some type of fucking reality show.
信用するわ。でも、もし嘘だったらひどいことになるわよ。私、キラに言いつけますから。キラか。
Yeah, I mean, she's still just acting up.
世の中に必要なのもわかるが、最近考えてしまうんだ。悪人を殺すのはいいが、僕たちは悪人じゃない。幸せになる権利があるはずだ。そのためには、キラがいなければ、キラなんか捕まればいい。
She's just reading it off of that, yeah. Trying to make it seem like she's gonna be in on it, yeah.
僕は今の警察に、高田さんはキラや今の世の中に逆らうことになる。それでもいいのかい？すごい。
She thinking or what? Honestly, it can be pretty hard to read off of a script and make it seem natural, though.
独り言？三上の勤務する検察庁で休憩時の映像です。ここです。
Who would he actually be talking to, or would it be like purposeful, or? Oh, it's just the Shinigami, they presume. Yeah. So was he actually? I would presume so, but... Damn, dude, nice. What is that even called? Reading him. Well, it's probably a setup. That's what he wanted them to see. I mean, we did see Ryuk once again. He was like walking away at some point. I don't know.
なるほど。
Probably overthinking.
やっと終わった。今日も濃かったっすね。何時間もきついっすよこれ。
そういう割には笑顔だな。
じゃあ俺はホテルのチェックアウトに行ってくる。
I guess he can see that they used it.
ない。
Yeah, okay.
つけたはずの爪痕が。
He made a mark with his nail?
4つのうち2つの
Okay.
爪痕はない。
Yeah, so they used two of them.
従業員はここに入っていない。
One for each.
なのになぜメモが新しいものに変えられている。筆談している。何？ニヤニヤって直接話したい。
ミスター相沢。
Okay, Aizawa teaming up with Nia. Here we go.
そして初めまして。
目隠しさせたまま初めましてもないものだな。
You can't believe it's like a kid or what?
ニヤ、私はあなた方を信じる。
知っています。
I mean,
じゃあこれはどうだ。二人は筆談をしている。間違いない。
I see this as bad news. Like,
余計なことはしないでください。
bad news for Aizawa.
はい。もうキラとしての証拠をあげればいいという段階ではないんです。あなた方はもう蚊帳の外なんです。今まで通りただ見張っていてください。
Hmm.
ただ見張るだけ。
はい。しかし L を見張ることで意味はあるんです。そしてそれが私のシナリオに入っている。その形で私に協力してほしいということです。そして見届けてください。キラのサイン。
Wow. Well, you have to just blindly put all your faith in, you know, Nia's control, I guess. Makes sense though, because Nia's right. It is too big for him. Oh. It's New Year?
松田、裁き報道と被害者のチェックは。
それは今年のトップバッター。
Oh my god.
その出番の後ってことで。
Matsuda, dude. You don't realize how close to the end we are. You should really focus.
何よ。
SPK だ。ご同行願いたい。
Okay.
残念なことに今年のトップ
Oh, she's not available.
さんがまだホール入りしておりません。
Holy shit, what are we doing, dude? This music kicking in. It's kinda hype. Yeah, so this is all part of Nia's plan, but in what way?
相沢さんの話を聞いていなかったら抵抗していただろう。だがメモの話を聞いてしまったらもはや。
Okay, so they got him on board now too.
模擬と天音ミサの行方がわからない。
はい。こちらで身柄を拘束させていただ
Well,
い
just
て。
playing it fair.
なんだと？
誘拐監禁は犯罪です。すぐにやめてください。
それがミスターモギもアマネも心よく受け入れてくれています。なんならつなぎます。
Is Nia trying to make it seem like Aizawa is not working with them? Because Light did hear in on that conversation and stuff, right?
それに応じたというのは本当ですか？
はい。モギ。
ミサが反対したんだよ。でもモッチーがじっとしてた方がいいって。じゃないとみんな殺されちゃうからって。
わかりました。
八神ライト。この行動の意味は分かっているはず。
I don't.
リードナーたちはうまくやっているようだ。よし、こっちも。
What's he gonna try and do? Like obtain the death note, the fake one? He thinks he put it in his locker or something? He's gonna try and steal it? Oh, dude, this is exactly what Light wanted, man. They just don't realize it. Fuck, man. You already know. Like, really, this just spells out that Light is winning. He goes to the fitness. Ah, okay. Twice a week. Decent.
入会してから4年間きっかりその時間に元旦すら休んでいません。
今度の月曜31日も行くと考えていいでしょう。
はい、元旦に行くやつです。大晦日だって行くに決まってますよ。
ジムでノートに触ることは可能ですか？
I just want to touch it to... Ah, okay. To see the Shinigami. But it's a fake one, so they're not gonna be aware, so that was the plan. Oh, man.
私が死ぬ可能性もありますよね。はい。わかりました。やります。
Is Ryuk even gonna be here though? I mean, it won't matter because he won't see him obviously, but he would be able to tell Teru.
死神がついていたら、いや、それならすでにこの時点で。
Oh my god, the heartbeat. It just reminds me of people getting killed, you know? Yep, no going back now, he thinks.
Mr. モミ、ノートのルールでは死の前の行動を操れるのはどれくらいですか？
四つ葉が実験したデータによると23日間。
では可能性としてジェバンニがすでに操られていて死神はいないと言わされていることも可能。エルと対峙するのは24日後にジェバンニが生きていたらとしましょう。
すべて確認できたら清美に伝えるよう指示を。そしてそのメッセージが来たら僕に電話でもメールでもいいから早く会いたいという文面のメッセージをくれ。
写真？
はい。実際にどう書いているのかを見たい。そのすべてを事細かにこの目で見てみたい。
That's quite an ugly little there. What does he think to get out of the writing and stuff then?
ジェバンニはよくやってくれました。筆跡も三上の検事としての長所と一致。三上が書いたものに
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say there should really be nothing wrong with that.
これならいけます。
It's just an extra measure, I guess. Okay, wow. All right, well, that was still a relatively quiet episode, I gotta say. It's definitely nice to have a bit better of an understanding of what that, you know, what Nia was trying to achieve, I guess, and what Light was trying to prevent. I assume Light caught on to it already, you know, from the start. But, you know, to know that it was about the Shinigami, actually, to know that it was about Nia thinking that the Shinigami could pose the real threat, and so he never intended on acquiring this Death Note, but rather wanted to make sure that a Shinigami wouldn't have stayed loyal to whoever it was that carried the Death Note and, you know, could be bringing them the trouble, I guess, right? That's really how I should be seeing it. So, yeah, that's the thing. Nia thinks now, well, it's kind of difficult. It's like there are still so many elements to this thing, right, that make it so confusing and complicated, where like, okay, so Nia has this guy touch... Giovanni is called, touch that fake Death Note. He thinks that means he can now see if Shinigami are close. Of course, he can't, because it's a fake Death Note and he doesn't realize it. At the same time, Nia thinks that, like, there is a possibility that this Giovanni could still be controlled. And the maximum, that was one of the rules. I gotta say, I didn't really remember that rule whatsoever, but I looked it up real quick to make sure I understood. But, like, that rule prevents people from, if they write a name in the Death Note, they can only keep him alive for like a maximum of 23 days, you know, before they have to get killed or whatever, right? So like, he thinks that, you know, Giovanni has the possibility of being controlled and therefore saying that he doesn't see a Shinigami when he actually does. Of course he doesn't, but that could go on for a maximum of 23 days. After that, he has to be telling the truth, basically, right? So we're just waiting here. It's a waiting game right now, I guess. yeah, before Nia can sort of confirm this. But then again, Nia doesn't realize that even after those 23 days, Giovanni won't be seeing any Shinigami because it's a fake Death Note, like I said. So Light has them by the balls right now. Yeah, other than that, I think really like that's the most important thing about this episode. Maybe the other thing is, of course, that like we're seeing Aizawa and Mogi, I think he's called, right? Yeah, who are sort of more on Nia's side again. So Aizawa could tell literally from those scratches or whatever that the notebooks were being used by Light and Kiyomi. But yeah, again, they all. This is just like, this is the conclusion that I'm drawing right now. Light is gonna win this. That's what I think, because Light clearly is in control, and we have, like I said, just 3 episodes to go. So unless Nia manages to pull a major 4D chess move on us, literally on me as the viewer, that he caught on to something that I didn't know he knew before, I don't see them getting out of this alive. And like, if we're being completely fair, like for me it seems that Light could only win this at the end of the day. I just don't really see that, like, with L, who wasn't able to get him, with his dad who wasn't able to get him, that now it would be suddenly Misa and Mello and well, not that Misa wants to get him, of course, but like Mello and Nia, who will now possibly get him or whatever, right? Or the other people in the police force. Matsuda is way too caught up by like a bunch of bullshit. He's not focused on the mission. It's like, how can anyone other than Light win this? You know what I mean? I mean, maybe the Shinigami could win at the end of the day. Who knows? You know, like, that's still... that's like the only thing I could kind of see. Like, they're still more powerful than Light. But, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I could see Light joining the Shinigami at the end too. Like, Light could still... I mean, didn't they mention literally at the start of the show that, like, somebody who has touched the Death Note or whatever can't even go to heaven or hell anymore? So would that also include all these other guys? So, like, if Light ends up in the Shinigami realm, will we be surrounded by all these other guys who, you know, who's kind of been responsible for that death? That's what I wonder about, you know? But I don't know, dude. That he ends up literally with, yeah, I mean, L held that thing too and stuff, right? So, like, have we ever even like revisited the Shinigami realm since? Yeah, we have, with that little scene with Sido there, who was talking to you know, a couple of the guys in there, but that's it. We haven't gotten a really extensive look. I don't know if I'm you know, again, I don't know if I'm onto something there or not whatsoever, but God, man, 3 episodes to go. It's a little hard to believe. Guys, I hope you enjoyed my reaction here to episode 34 of Death Note. Of course, you can finish the journey with me right now. The last 3 episodes will be up over my Patreon at the lowest tier. Go and check it out. It's linked on top of the description, along with, of course, full-length reactions if you want to see me react to these episodes in their entirety. But then with that being said, I want to thank you all for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you back in the next episode.